The Public Safety Task Force of the Mayor's Poverty Reduction Initiative is working to reduce poverty in Northeast Central Durham by focusing on several specific areas. The first of those is building a better relationship between law enforcement and the community. The task force has 3 primary action steps it is taking to build the type of trust needed for those relationships to exist.
One is an officer in the neighborhood initiative, where we'd like to see the police department assess interest in living in Durham. Right now, fewer than half of the police force lives in the community. Assess interest and then encourage officers to live in communities by perhaps providing assistance in buying homes or in renting homes in target neighborhoods.
Another initiative the task force is looking at is to foster more interest in becoming a police officer among people who grow up in and live in Durham.
Right now, the police department's recruiting all across the country. So how can we get more of our young people to grow up to be Durham police officers? There is right now a new public safety program at Holton Career and Resource Center, which happens to be right in the target area of the Mayor's Poverty Initiative. What we're hoping is that we can build on that program. We've had discussions with Principal Dan Guilford about the possibility of developing a continuum where students would start in the public safety program and then continue on to Durham Technical Community College and be trained to be a police officer.
The third major initiative is to have a dedicated community liaison officer.
And that person would be a face that people could link the police department to and build trust and personal relationship that we think would help foster better safety in the community.
Because of the tremendous growth in Durham over the past 5 years, the task force is also focusing on achieving adequate staffing of the police department.
What we're recommending is that the administration look at national standards, cities in North Carolina that we compare ourselves to, and see what the ratio of police to citizens is in these communities, how we compare, and then based on that analysis, assess whether more officers are needed.
Providing more constructive activities for teens who may otherwise be at risk for becoming involved in gangs is another priority. The task force is already moving forward with a few steps to address this problem.
We used an intern in the county manager's office this summer to look at all the existing services for youth in the community at large. And then this person actually looked at the distance of those services from the target area. So what's close and what's further away and maybe harder for a young person to access. That information is close to being finalized, and once it's available, it will be made available on the county website for the public, and there will be a map that shows the location of all those services and then a description of what those services provide.
Once that's available, the task force hopes to convene a group of teens to help identify any remaining gaps and to try expand opportunities at the Holton Career and Resource Center.